We used to think our bitterness was a shield, a righteous wall we built around a wound someone else gave us. But after months and then years of carrying it, we realized it wasn't a shield at all. It was a cage. Every time we thought we were moving on, a memory would yank us right back. The anger and resentment would feel brand new, and the bars of that cage would feel just a little colder and a little tighter. It was exhausting, and it was stealing the joy from right now. If you've ever felt that way, trapped, replaying the past, unable to really enjoy your life as it is, you know exactly how heavy that is. There's that old saying, bitterness is a poison you drink, hoping the other person will suffer. So what if we could actually find the antidote? What if we told you that we can share 3 specific steps that helped us finally put that weight down, dismantle the cage, and get that bitterness out of our lives for good? Stay with us, because this isn't just about feeling a little bit better, it's about taking your power back. Welcome to Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
And we're here to help you find the beauty
in the darkness.
Come here every Tuesday and Friday. We're putting out content. We'd love to have you with us. So let's talk about bitterness, Josh. And by the way, if you get rid of the bitterness, guess what? It makes your life, can you finish it? Starts with a B.
Better?
Better. Oh my gosh, you got it. Yes.
Look at me.
Better life.
I know words.
That wasn't planned. He got it. So.
Yeah, because when you're bitter, that's what I always tell people. Why be bitter when you can be better?
And you're kind of in a prison when you're bitter at someone, or even at yourself, aren't you? I mean, I feel like that's the case. I mean, again, being bitter or not forgiving to me is, you've heard the analogy before, it's like drinking a cup of poison and waiting for the other person to die.
Well, and I think being bitter goes right along with resentment, holding on to resentments. That's something we've talked about before too. And, the more you hold on to it, the bigger it gets, the stronger it gets, the more it festers. You can just keep pushing it down and pushing it down. And eventually you get to a point where you can't push it down anymore.
But don't you think it puts you in a perpetual state of stress when you're...
Yeah, I think it does. But you're always on edge. I don't know if I would say puts you in a perpetual state of stress so much as you just are always edgy. You don't know how to just relax and have a sense of peace.
Well, so step one is realizing that when you're bitter, you're really putting yourself in prison, right? Just recognize that. I mean, you're in jail, right? I mean, and you can pull out of it, but why do you want to stay behind bars like that? You're smiling because
I've actually been behind bars, and I don't think that there's anything like that. But it is a
behind bars.
Yeah. It's a self-inflicted prison.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You have control over a self-inflicted prison. You have no control over those other ones.
And here's the thing. Do you think the person that you're mad at, do you think they're thinking about you?
Absolutely not.
They're not thinking about you.
Absolutely not.
Right?
Something you need to remember is why hold on to that?
Right.
Why put time and energy into something like that?
Yeah, it's self-inflicted punishment.
It is, but why are you putting time? Why are you donating time and energy to someone else's cause?
Because I think you do that because somehow, way, shape, or form, it kind of feels like you're internally fighting with that person. And for me, anyways, at times it feels good, like I'm working it out in my mind, like I'm getting something done, but I'm really not.
I was gonna say, but you're not. It's kind of like we've said this before. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but really doesn't get you anywhere. So you're sitting there talking to yourself. You are literally wasting time.
Yeah.
Time. Something I want you to remember. Time is the most valuable commodity in the world.
Can't get it back.
It's the only thing that once it's gone, you can never get it back.
Right.
Today is a gift. That's why they say be present. So be present in today and let go of that crap. Stop carrying it.
So really step 2 is really stop telling the same story in your head. Right? You have to stop telling the same story.
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative. Yeah.
It's your life. Why not change the narrative?
Yeah. And again, all it does is reinforce a victim mindset.
It does. You're 100% right. Because then you're sitting there beating yourself up again, talking down to yourself. It goes back to a previous video, just the one we just did. It brings it right back to that. That's whole self-talk.
Yep.
Once this starts, it's a domino effect, and You are the only person who has control over it. You and you alone are in control of your happiness. Don't expect other people to make you happy.
And you're not truly healing when you're repeating that same story over and over and over. Whether it's being bitter about somebody who's hurt you, and again, we know that people out there have been significantly hurt in some way, shape, or form. So
we're not downplaying anything.
We're not downplaying that at all.
No.
But replaying that over and over and over again, you're not.
It's called the merry-go-round.
It is.
So we say it's the merry-go-round. You can stay on the merry-go-round, or you can get off the merry-go-round. If you want to stay there and keep doing the same thing over and over, if you want to live a life of absolute insanity, because if you look it up, it's the definition, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome.
Yeah, that's right.
When you continue to do the same tired stuff over and over, what makes you think that the outcome is going to be any different?
Yeah,
if you're holding on to that bitterness, if you're holding on to that anger, if it's festering, that's what it makes you, angry and bitter.
And you know, some things that you can do to kind of pull out of that are practice mindfulness. I mean, sit in a chair, sit there for a couple minutes and just breathe. Give yourself some space and breathe. And maybe you focus on, okay, I'm going to focus on 5 things that I see right now, 4 things that I hear right now, 2 things that I feel on my body. That's practicing mindfulness and getting you out of that quote-unquote loop, right? Because you are stuck in a loop, right?
And
it's one example.
I was going to say that's one way, or my way is go out and smash shit and break things and
Stuff,
sorry. I'm thinking of in those moments when the anger's coming out.
Yeah. Go for a walk.
I like to go out and be physical. I do. Plenty of times I've gone out and put in a horseshoe pit, or gone out and done yard work, or done some gardening. Something that you can get your hands dirty and get down in the dirt and try to let go of those things.
When we talk about smashing things, you know what you really are? You're in control. You know, when you're going for a walk, you're practicing mindfulness, taking a hammer and smashing stuff.
It is a much better way of letting go of some of that anger and aggression. And that's something that I've found that works for me.
Yeah.
You know, they always tell me, oh, punch a pillow. I'm like, that doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. I need a little bit of destruction. That's how I let go of those things.
Yeah. And again, forgiveness really isn't about you. It's really about just simply letting go and not thinking about the other person. You know, just know that there's peace on the other side of letting go of that bitterness. You want more peace in your life?
Don't let other people control you. That's what you're doing at that point. You're letting other people take control of your life. If you think about it, if you're spending time and energy wasting it on them and thinking about them and what's going on, you're allowing them to have control over you.
Yeah. And you can say,
you're
you know
better
what?
than that.
And exactly. And you can say, look, it was a extremely painful experience that you went through. But just know, you can also say that from there you can build a beautiful life. Right? And we've done that, whether it be self-inflicted or something that's been inflicted upon us. We know that there is hope on the other side.
There is.
Right?
There
and
always
peace.
is. There always is. And you just need to figure out how to get there. And that's kind of what we're trying to give you, is a little breadcrumb trail of how we got there. Little things that we've done in our lives, little things that we've learned from other people that taught us to be better. That's kind of what we're doing here, is kind of laying that little bit of knowledge on you so you can get better.
And have you ever thought about maybe writing a letter to the person that hurt you and not mailing it to them, just writing it out and getting it out? I've heard that several times as being an effective way of overcoming bitterness and getting to the point of forgiveness. Because your subconscious comes up. Everything you want to say is in the letter, and you've told your story, but you don't have to tell that person your story that's offended you. Again, they probably don't care right now, unfortunately, right? So move on.
Let it go and move on.
Yeah.
That's something I learned young. I've never let other people's thoughts and opinions of me dictate me. You know, I'm me, I am who I am. Accept me or don't. It does not matter. The sooner you are happier with yourself, the sooner you can get to that point too.
That's right.
You know, and you're not going to get there holding on to resentments and bitterness. It's just not going to happen.
No. And again, it's not a one and done. It is not a one and done. It takes practice. You know, it takes practice.
It takes time. It takes effort. It's like anything else. You're trying to grow grass. You plant the seed. Now you have to water it. Now you have to take care of it. It's not just as simple as, well, I did it, so I should feel better now. I've gone through it. I did it. All right, I'm good.
You know, what I've learned through bitterness at times is, you know what? I'm never going to let another person feel the way I did going through that.
It's a good way to look at it. I've never thought of it that way, but that's a good way to look at it.
It's a learning moment. And again, that's where you find the beauty at times, right? Even when you're crushed by somebody close to you or a friend, or again, maybe it's something that you did to yourself and you're mad at yourself. 3 words: let it go. You want more peace in your life? Let God and
let it go. For me, man, you have to. I don't know how else to say it, and
that's where freedom comes from.
It is, and it's a great feeling once you can get there and just learn to let things go and not hold on to it. Because the longer you hold on to it, the worse it's going to get. I mean, you know what? If you're at a point, maybe go see a therapist. I'm not going to lie, that helped me a lot. I know you've talked about that before too. You know, sometimes you just need a different perspective, someone that you can talk to that can help give you a different vantage point.
Yep, it definitely helps.
There's nothing wrong with speaking to a therapist.
Nope. And again, like Josh said earlier, phone a friend. You know, that can be therapy in itself. You know, and really, I would tell you, anybody out there, by doing this, I would submit this is therapy for both of us, right? So
it is. It's kind of laying it out there for people. It's talking about where we've been. It's like I've talked about that before. I don't mind revisiting the past. I don't, because it helps keep me driven forward to not go back to that. It reminds me of where I once was, you know, and you know, if you can remember where you once were and keep pushing forward and keep getting better every day, you never have to go back to that place again.
Yeah, and again, it's your journey, but just remember, you are never alone, and we're here from you. Again, I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
This is Finding Hope in a Suffering Society, and just remember that, again, you are never alone, and
God loves you.
We'll see you in the next video.
See you guys.